The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Lots of stuff happening all around us, including over at On Top of the World. Robert Colen is here. His guest is Gary Pierre. Robert is one of the managers over at On Top of the World, and I know you know that because he's here twice a month. Twice a month. And Gary Pierre is the entertainment manager for the Circle Square Cultural Center in On Top of the World Communities. He's going to tell us about some upcoming events. So nice to meet you, Gary. Let me get that music down.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
So this is an exciting time of year for somebody who does entertainment, right?
It is. It's always exciting.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what does that exactly mean? Does it mean activities for the rest of us, or does it mean show? Like you bring in the famous entertainers we see on your marquee sometimes?
For sure, yeah. It's for everyone. We're located in the Circle Square Commons, and we're open to the general public as well as the residents of On Top of the World in Stone Creek.
Yeah, that is really neat. So how long have you been doing this?
10 years.
10 years?
10 years.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, absolutely. I say the same thing.
Wow. That's awesome. You must like it then, right?
I love it. I mean, like I mentioned to Robert, it's not for the faint of heart. You have to love what you do.
The Fame and Fortune, is that what you...
No, it's not for the faint of heart.
Oh, the faint of heart.
Yes.
I thought that was an abbreviation for Fame and Fortune.
A lot of long nights and, sacrificing your weekends and, at times you're away from your family for days.
Oh, is that right? See, this is the part we don't know. I mean, we enjoy what you do, I think. I'm pretty sure I've been to some of your events, but we don't realize what goes on behind the scenes, right?
Exactly. That's, we do a backstage tour through Master of the Possibilities out On Top of the World. And one of the things that we always mention, we always say that, we're here to entertain. Folks never know what goes on before and after.
Yeah.
That's where the real magic starts.
Yeah. And the real work, right?
Yeah, the real work. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. So give us an idea. Well, let's talk about some things that are upcoming, and then we'll kind of dig deeper and find out how you do it.
Okay.
So what's coming up?
Okay, so next year in 2019, we're going to have 30 shows. That's the most we've had in our 12-year tenure. Absolutely.
Wow.
And 3 of the first 5 shows are sold out. We opened up January 3rd, which is a Thursday night, with the Bronx Wanderers.
The what? The Bronx?
Bronx Wanderers. Yeah, they are a.
I'm a Bronx Wanderer.
Oh, really? Yeah, we all are.
So what
you from the Bronx?
Well, I was born there. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't remember much of it, but we did go back last year. Robin and I went back and just visited for a little bit. So what is the Bronx Wanderers? That's the music.
They a lot of their music. They do a lot of the hits from the 70s and the 80s.
Are you from the Bronx?
No, I'm not. I'm from New Orleans.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. I don't hear the Bronx accent, but that's where hip hop or rap started. I forget which one. One of them
in the Bronx.
Yeah.
In the Bronx. Yeah. We're more of jazz in New Orleans.
I know.
That's what blues. That's my music. But I enjoy everything. I just enjoy music. I guess I'm a young man with a mature soul, I guess you could say.
Is that right? Is that how you ended up doing what you do? Because you like music and entertainment in general?
For sure.
Really? Are you an actor?
I wish. Not an actor, no.
Do you guys do plays over there? Do you ever do that?
No, we don't. We used to do plays maybe 10 years ago, but we kind of got away from it. Our clientele, we like more of rock and roll.
So the people who live there kind of dictate what is liked and what.
For sure. We have we have comment cards, and we get a lot of our suggestions from the residents and outside public as well. We like to know what folks want to hear, so we bring it in.
It is fun. That marquee is great because I drive past that marquee all the time. That's on 80th, I think.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
That one right there? Yeah. And then I say, oh, look who's coming. ABBA's going to be here.
Yeah.
And then Robin said, it's not ABBA.
No, it's not the ABBA. It's not the ABBA. But that show has been sold out for 3 months now.
Is that right?
Yeah, and that show is, February, I want to say? I don't have my list, but yeah, it's February. And
that's the Bronx Wanderers?
No, that's ABBA. That's the ABBA show. It's the music of ABBA. That group is actually from Sweden.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, really?
And they sell out. There's 13 people crew that comes from Sweden. Absolutely, to do that show.
So take us behind the scenes with you. Let's start from the point where you have an open date. So you have an open date somewhere in the future. Where do you go from there? How do you fill it?
What do you mean, like looking for acts? Well,
Yeah, is that what you do?
Yeah,
Or do they
so-
come to you, or do
we have there's a billion agencies out there that's trying to sell entertainers.
Okay, was that hard to do? Okay, can I swap notes with you from this show? Do you know, we interview a lot of really well-known authors and entertainers ourselves. But you know, when we first started 16 years ago, it was like pulling teeth to get them to think that a little radio station in a little town would do anything for their performers. But then we proved ourselves, but it wasn't easy. Did the same thing have to happen for you guys? Did you have to prove yourselves?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. In terms of booking, you mean? Like
Yeah,
booking acts? Not
like
necessarily, because there's a lot of entertainers out there that's looking for, gigs. Agencies, like I say, that's looking to, sell their acts. And of course, if the act is something that we want, yeah, absolutely. We have a long list to choose from. It's the thing is picking the right act.
And how do you know?
It's a feeling. It's a roll of the dice. Honestly, although we get, everyone's opinion, it's a roll of the dice, because you just never know. So much can happen in a year's time.
Like if you were doing the same thing on Top of the World in New Orleans, that's a different type of an audience, right?
It is.
More than likely. So you have to know.
You have to know your audience.
Yeah.
You have to know your audience. And I love our audience. I love the 55-plus community base that we serve. Because, again, they let you know what they want to hear and what they don't want to hear.
You know what the good thing is about 55 plus? Is that when I was 55, I thought, wow, I'm in that area now. And now that I'm like way over that, I'm still 55 plus. Nobody says 64. They just say 50. Oh,
What kind of music do you like to listen to?
exactly.
The old Oh, you want to hear a funny story, Robert? Listen to this. Robert and I went to New York, right? But we went to New York by train. But we wanted to fly back to Orlando. So we parked the car at the Orlando airport and had to take an Uber, our first Uber ever, from Orlando airport to the train station. The guy takes one look at us. And he puts on the Beatles, Obladi Oblada.
Yeah.
And I
he
said to
knows.
Robin, this is because we're old white people. This is the only reason this music is on. He looked at us in the mirror and he says, I know what the music they're going to like. Right? I think that
Was he right?
He was right.
Larry
Yeah.
asked him, and he said, yeah.
He was right. Yeah,
That's probably what I would have played, honestly. Because you can never go wrong with the Beatles,
well, it depends on who's in the back seat, right?
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
God. Does Uber serve Top of the World?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah. We've had Uber, guys pick up guys from the airport. When it's maybe one or two guys, but for the most part, if it's a larger group, me and my colleague, we go and pick the guys up from the airport. So.
Well, that's pretty wonderful.
It is, because you get to meet the guys before they get in, and a lot of those conversations don't fit the promo picture.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you provide them with lodging?
Yes, we do. We work with various hotels, on the 200 area. That's close proximity to the facility.
So do you have any entertainers that enjoyed it so much that they have become regular performers? They show up every year or every other year?
Yeah, we have a few groups actually. That's like the Motown group. That group has been there for the last 5 years. We book them every year. They sell out every year. The Bee Gees is another group. Not the actual Bee Gees.
They're dead, aren't they?
Yeah. Not the actual Bee Gees.
Just one guy left.
It's a tribute show. And the ABBA show.
Okay,
we can bring them every year, and they'll sell out because the music is great, and they're really good entertainers.
And do you also go into the symphonic realm as well for symphonies?
No, ma'am. We kind of stick to what we do. The symphonies is for the Raleigh. We kind of,
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, the Raleigh. We try not to step on toes. So, but yeah, no symphonies, no ma'am.
And when you're booking the acts, how far in advance do you book out so that gives the residents of On Top of the World in our community know how to plan their entertainment evenings?
Well, we start 2 years in advance, but a year in nailing down contracts, and then we release the lineup a year in advance, so that gives everyone, our residents, a lot of them, are snowbirders, and a lot of them leave. They live in different states, so that gives them time to, purchase their tickets online or before they get ready to leave to go back, wherever they live.
How long does it take? How long do you have to do it before you get the big names like the Willie Nelsons or even Kevin Costner, who we had out there?
It's funny because it doesn't take long with those guys. Like Willie Nelson, he was a pickup date, so that process. I mean, we had 2 months to sell Willie Nelson tickets, and that show sold out. We picked it up, and we had 2 months to sell, and it sold out in 2 months.
How many seats are in there?
830, but we can open it up to 930.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
How?
Wow.
How do you get an extra 100?
I wish I had a layout to show you.
Hang them from the ceiling.
The original layout, we started out with 830, and Jared Weiner.
He's our facilities manager.
He's a facility manager at On Top of the World, which his mind is a great mind that always, he knows how to maneuver things, and we figured out a way to add an additional 100 seats.
Oh, wow.
And we still be safety compliant. So,
Wow, that's exciting.
And do you have large screen TVs in there also for people in the back row?
No, ma'am. No. Well, we have screens there, the large projector screens in sections 1 and section 4 for the folks in the back row. And here's the thing, I tell folks this all the time, and in comparison to like the Amway Center or somewhere like that, I mean, we're an intimate facility. I mean, there's no bad seat in the house.
That's right. Yeah, that number is a good number. Yeah. What's the Amway? 17,000?
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah.
So
I know. You get the people get lost. We saw David Copperfield up in Jacksonville. He did a trick. I could do those tricks.
Yeah, exactly.
I can make anything disappear from that far away.
Exactly. You need binoculars, man. It's insane. Yeah. So and it's funny because when I go to those, larger arenas, I find myself not paying attention to the actual show. I find myself like looking at the lighting and
really?
The overall production.
Because
my wife hates it because she's
you're
like taking me places.
You're interested in the nuts and bolts of how it all works.
Exactly.
How did you learn? How did you learn all that stuff?
Trial and error. I didn't go to school for it. I did a lot of community events, but just trial and error. And Joe Sayers, I've learned a lot from her and. Just trial and error.
Do you know what I always wondered about what you were talking about? When there's a sound check and the theater is empty, it's got to be different than when the theater is full. All those people must change the sound, right?
It does.
How do you deal with that? How do you know in advance what to do?
Well, the guys that come in and mix sound, those guys are geniuses. They know, everything in terms of, decibels and the way things supposed to be in terms of projecting a great sound. That, although I do a lot of intermediate mixing, that is kind of out of my realm in terms of mixing sound. But the guys that come in, they do a great job with it.
Is that where you are during the show? You're in the control booth or whatever you call it?
Sometimes I am. Sometimes I'll do cameras, and there's other times where I'm in the back helping serve the guys, or seating residents, or patrons rather, to their seats. I do everything, and that's not bragging or boasting. I'm all over the place, whether it's the bar or wherever. Wherever I need to be.
There's a bar there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you have beverages and everything there?
For sure, absolutely.
That goes into our renovation that we just completed that Gary can talk about. But we added these two they're always in place bars. So
I didn't know
fully
that.
stocked. This was.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's a concert without a drink?
Exactly. Yeah.
So now when the entertainers themselves come in and then they have their own staff, is your stage sometimes modified to fit whoever is performing on that stage?
At times, yes, ma'am. Like a lot of the acts that come in that do obviously larger arenas. We have to dumb it down some, and maybe the lighting is not as sophisticated as some places or the staging area, but we always make it work. We make it work, and we've made it work. So.
Oh, that is neat. So do you ever think of somebody or somebody gets recommended and you send out an invitation to a performer and say, hey, we've got a lot of requests for you, that kind of thing?
No, because we never talk to entertainers direct. It's always their agent. It's like a bodyguard. Yeah, those guys are really hard to get a hold of. We don't meet them until the day of.
Oh, okay.
But how do you, when somebody's recommending somebody to you, they say, hey, we want to bring this group on board, And how do you reach out to them and say we want to bring even their agent? How do you bring them on?
You mean like the entertainer itself?
Yeah.
Well, they have to agree to everything, like in terms of the sizing of the stage or outlighting, and like a lot of those big name acts, they won't come and perform for a 930 seat venue. So yeah, so these guys do arenas. So like I said, we send in our offer of a schematic of what we have and what we're offering, and it's up to them to choose. And so far, they've always chosen. There's one group that didn't choose, but I'm not at liberty to say who. But, I still like them. We're gonna still try to get them.
So do you have like local performers, bands, and want to rent out the facility? Or?
Oh yeah, all the time. But we don't allow other entertainers to rent out our facility, because here's the thing: we take pride in our name. And not to say that they're going to tarnish our name, but at the end of the day, the end product is Circle Square Culture Center. So no matter if it's a good act or a bad act.
It's a good policy, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Can you give us a sneak peek as to who's coming up in 2019?
Yeah, absolutely.
I stopped them short. We only got to the Bronx Wanderers.
Yeah. Nah, that's cool. It's we have our lineup goes on sale January 8th. We have one world-renowned act that I'm not in liberty to speak of until January 3rd.
I'll bring them back on, though, I promise.
We'll talk about them. And but we have...
is it a musical act?
Yeah, it's musical, rock and roll. I think you guys, trust me, I know you know them, and I know you enjoy the music. We all do, so...
The Rolling Stones.
Yeah, and if you guys, if I pick you guys up, I would play some of their music, and I know you like it.
Oh, okay. I know. That's a good way of telling us. Yeah. Okay.
It's not the Beatles, though.
No, it's not the Beatles, though.
Okay. Well, they're half dead, too, so...
But, we have Ambrosia coming in 2019. That's going to be released in January 8th. We have John Ford Cooley and Elliot Lurie from The Looking Glass.
Okay.
The song Brandy.
Brandy, I love that song. That's a great song.
He looked at you. He knew you.
It happened so long ago that I don't know that.
I knew she knew it.
Is that the one, Brandy, You're a Fine Girl? That
Yes,
one? Oh, my
yeah.
gosh. You knew, too. You looked right at Robin.
Yeah, I mean, come on. That song, it's a good song. Absolutely. I mean, I really like that song. So
how do you know that song? That was before you were born.
I mean, yeah. It's funny because I get that all the time. And originally, I don't know a lot of the musicians that sing a lot of the songs until I actually hear the song. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wait a minute, I know this song. That's who sings this? Okay.
Oh, neat.
So nice.
But like Glenn Leonard, I didn't know who he was until I heard the song. He's one of the original Temptations. He sung lead in the song Silent Night, the Christmas song.
When's he going to be here?
December 14th.
So that's a whole year away almost.
Oh my gosh! I was going to say, wasn't that the other day? Okay, so a year.
Yeah, a year. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! Wow, you already know that far in advance.
Oh, absolutely. We actually got acts that's in 2020. We still working out contract logistics, but yeah, for sure.
And then what happens, because sometimes you hear that the lead will get ill, and then they'll have to cancel a concert. What happens if that happens?
Well, it's funny you say that.
That's gotta be tricky.
Yeah, because we actually just had that happen. We have a show, the Hot Blooded. It's called Hot. It's a tribute to Foreigner.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite bands.
Yeah,
I love that band.
Yeah, right. And it's crazy because ticket sales was doing really well, and we have to cancel the show because the lead guy took sick.
So Gary could tell you a story about one band that was there where the guy had a heart attack on stage.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
Oh no.
That actually made the Ocala Star Banner.
It made the Star Banner.
Who was that?
It was a piece of Woodstock group. They did music from Woodstock, and it happened right before the show started too. It was just insane.
Was it the Jefferson Airplane guy? Was it that guy?
No.
Okay.
I can't even remember the guy's name.
But there was a heart surgeon who happened to be in the front row.
Well.
Did he die?
And all of his nurses. Right?
Yes. Front row with a tie-dye shirt on.
I hope you gave him a season pass.
Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah, he's always welcome to the Culture Center for sure. But it was insane, man. He the doctor brought him back too, and as the guy was leaving the building on a stretcher, he put up like a thumbs up, like they do at the ball games, and the crowd just went crazy. It was bizarre. It was really bizarre.
Wow.
It's funny because I thought about that. That's never happened to me before. None of us actually, and. I went to church the next day. I don't think I heard one word that the pastor said. I was just replaying that whole moment in my mind. Like I just couldn't believe that it happened. So, too insane.
Wow.
Do you find when you are booking them that the acts prefer the mid-afternoon or the evening to perform?
Well, we dictate that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we dictate that part of it. Only thing they kind of dictate is if they want an intermission or not, but we try to dictate that as well. All of our shows, doors open at 6, show starts at 7 for the most part.
Oh, okay.
We have Opera Tampa Day. We do that show on a Sunday. Doors open at 2, show starts at 3. But that's the only show we do on a Sunday. The Bronx Wonders is the only show we've ever done on a Thursday. We've never had a Thursday show, so this is going to be our first Thursday show. And it's sold out. So.
Oh my gosh! And then they only play. Each performer only plays one show.
One time. We're going to do one show.
So when I first read what you were going to talk about, I thought it was about the outdoor things. So everything that you handle is inside the theater, right?
No, I do outdoor also.
Oh, you do outdoor too?
Yeah, I do outdoor
So
too.
tell me about some of those things. Especially if it's coming up that we can go to.
Yeah, for sure. We have festivals outdoors. We have Spring Jam. We do in April, late April. It's April 21st, I want to say. I don't have the exact date, but it's somewhere like April 20th or April 21st. It's a Saturday. We have 3 good bands that come out and play. We have a car display, food vendors. It's a lot of fun, and we always hope for good weather that time of the year. The 4th of July is another. The 4th of July is actually the biggest event that we put on outdoors at on top of the world because of the firework display.
Yeah, that's the thing we go to.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, we love that. That's wonderful.
And I think the whole county comes to it. We do a huge firework display.
5,000 people.
Yeah, 5,000 people. So I really love that event too because that's an event that, man, people really come out and have a good time. So
I never owned one of those folding cloth chairs before until that.
Yeah.
I went there. I said, I need a chair. Everybody, I need a chair and a golf cart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have 400 chairs on site. We rent out an additional 400 chairs. Those chairs are gone within the first hour.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So we encourage everyone to bring your own chairs because. Yeah, you come after an hour, it's not going to be in chairs.
Do you have, on your outdoor events, do you have themes like the Italian festival or something like that?
Well, we do Oktoberfest in October, and then we do the holiday celebration. We used to do an Italian Fest. It's been some time. We do a
Latin Fest too.
Yeah, we used to have the Latin Fest. The thing with the Latin Fest is, I don't know if we was cursed or what, but every year for 4 years straight, it rained that event out.
Oh my!
So we just kind of got away from that event.
Oh, you blame the event?
Yeah. It was just crazy, So it was just like I don't know, because we always did it the weekend of Cinco de Mayo, the May 5th, 6th. We always did it that week, and I'm telling you, marketing calendars is gonna rain.
We're planning to do one at Shalom Park that.
Really? It always rains.
Since you are, you have cameras and lights and sound and everything, do you allow some of the students in high school to come in to kind of like shadow people in case they are interested in having this as a career, even your job?
Yeah, we've had it a couple times. We don't get it as much as we probably would want to. I would encourage kids to come out, and if they want to shadow, for sure. But
you could teach. You could be like a professor teaching this course.
I would love to. Because again, I've seen kids that really had a passion for it. So if it's something that you want to pursue, we're there for sure. We'll be happy to.
You have mastered the possibilities.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, well.
I mean, you have personally. You've taken something that you probably didn't know where it was going, and you've mastered it.
I wouldn't say master. That's a strong word.
Well, from my perspective.
Okay.
From your perspective, maybe you got more to go. I don't know.
Yeah, we have a lot more to go, and I'm excited about it. How much more we can go. So.
Wow. So what are your plans for this holiday coming up? Anything?
We're going skiing, me and my family, this weekend. Yeah, we're going to North Carolina. I can't pronounce the name of the resorts, like Chattahoochee or something. I don't know what it's called, but
It's quite probably.
yeah, my wife. Yeah, exactly. My wife picked it, and I'm happy to.
We had a story this morning about
Wow, that's
bikini
wonderful.
skiing in Russia,
Oh boy.
in Siberia.
And
Really?
snowboarding too. Yeah, they've
What?
got 1,200 participants. They're going to set a Guinness record.
Really?
And see, I'm thinking when you're from Siberia, you're okay with being in a bikini in the snow. But when you live in Florida, you better bundle up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Floridians, we don't know how to dress for the cold.
Yeah, that's right. But no, that is really exciting. I mean, I love the way you promote it. You got those beautiful billboards. You've got everything written on the marquees at the entrances, and it really is amazing what kind of culture you bring to our community.
Yeah, I wouldn't take sole responsibility. I don't take because, trust me, we have a huge implementation of that, like marketing. Everyone puts in the community to make it come to fruition. So, yeah, I don't take sole credit for it. Absolutely not. We have.
Does the Top of the World website, like if I wanted to know what's coming up, is it all on there somewhere on the website?
Yeah, you can go to our website. It's csculturalcenter.com.
Oh, okay.
And see what we have. Or you can go to on Top of the World info.
Yeah.
And look at events and see what we have coming up.
I think for years though, csculturalcenter.com is the big one.
Yeah, csculturalcenter.com. And you can see what we have coming up. And then January 8th is when tickets go on sales for the second half of 2019.
Oh, that's wonderful. I got that.
Wow.
At 9 a.m.
Yeah, that's important too because people are waiting, and so people
Absolutely,
can
we have
buy.
a long line.
Are they
And
sold?
they can buy online, or can they go to the box office? and
Both.
buy?
You can both. We're going to open the doors at 9, and tickets get released online at 9 a.m. And
Nice.
it's a long line. Folks be out there at 6 o'clock in the morning waiting.
Wow.
Gary Pierre, nice to meet you. Thank you for coming in.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for giving us something
Merry
fun.
Christmas to everybody
Merry
out
Christmas.
there.
Thank you,
Yes.
Robert. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back. This
Thank
is
you.
The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. A 15-year-old high school student was shot and killed while walking to school yesterday morning in Orlando. There are no known witnesses at this time. Police are asking for help. One day after incoming Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried called for the posthumous pardons of 4 African-American men falsely sentenced for a 1949 rape case, U.S. Senator Marco Rubio is calling on Florida officials to do the same thing. A Florida man has been sentenced to 8 years in prison for taking advantage of people who suffered property damage last year during Hurricane Irma. A Florida daycare worker was hit by a stray bullet while sitting outside her school in Orange County. Her injuries are not life-threatening. Results from a 2015-2016 Manatee Abundance Survey show that there are more manatees in Florida than previously thought, and Walt Disney World will soon offer a new 4-day ticket option that allows admission to all 4 parks on separate days. And that is your news.